After 3 weeks with Steam Deck, let's discuss about it. Let me tell you my experience and let's have basically an in-depth review. I will split this video in multiple parts. Basically, I will analyze this console, I will present you, and after that we will discuss about what you can do with it and what it offers for the player. So this is the console, you know it. You receive in the package also an excellent case. Let me present you. I have another video separated for it. It's a very beautiful case and very strong. Everything is premium here and solid. Watch my other video with this case and discover it. Also, this is for the charger. So let's go back to this. Steam Deck, it's basically a computer. A computer here in this small form, it uses Linux, and what you see here, it's Proton, SteamOS, basically an interface for the console, and you can go very easy to Linux, switch to desktop, and over there you can do anything you want, just like on a normal computer. You can use accessories with it. You can use keyboards. I use this one via Bluetooth, is the best experience. Also the keyboard, you can connect other controllers and so let's take it from the beginning. Let me present this just like day one you discover this, and something like this. So this is it. It has 7-inch IPS LCD display. The quality is fantastic. After testing it, what can I say? It's even better and accurate than the OLED available on Nintendo Switch. This is the model with 512 gigabytes. There are 3 models: 64, 256 and 512. You receive not only this big SSD, this huge SSD, NVMe M.2, but you get also this anti-glare display. Look here how you see basically reflections, and how you see the reflections here on another device. Look at this, what a difference. It's huge, and only this device has this anti-glare feature. Let's start it with the controls. The design, it's absolutely amazing. You can easily hold this. It's very comfortable. It's the most comfortable gamepad until now, and the fact that you hold your fingers like this and not like this on the thumbsticks, it's very important. After 2 or 3 hours of gameplay, your fingers are perfectly rested. You don't feel a pain here like on other controllers where you hold your fingers like this. It's absolutely gorgeous. Here you have the D-pad, you have the 2 thumbsticks, and here I want to tell you something very interesting. They are the most precise thumbsticks ever, joysticks. You can adjust them from the settings. You can adjust the sensitivity, you can adjust the pressure, the way that you click on them. You have settings for that. And here, take a very close look here at this one. For example, you see this surface, it looks like this one. This is basically a trackpad. Also this one here, you can use them as the trackpads that you are used to have on laptops. They are clickable, and they have 4 directions. You can configure them for buttons in the games. For example, if you press like this on the edges, and when you click on them, basically just like this D-pad button with a click on the center. So you have four adjustable buttons and another one in the center. And let's go back here to this joystick. When you activate the gyroscope, because you can use gyroscope in any game, even if you don't, even if that game doesn't have gyroscope support, the Proton layer has everything you need to use that feature and many more. But here on this surface, you see this area the same as this. Yes, indeed. For example, when you activate the gyroscope, you don't simply move this and this is it. When you put your finger here, the entire area will read basically that contact and it will activate your gyroscope. So this is a contact area like a sensor or a small trackpad like this one, and this is incredible to have on the joysticks, something like this. You have the Steam button, more options here. You activate from this one a small menu on the console. You have the four classic buttons. They are nice to click. Also this one, the D-pad, it's fantastic. On the front here you have two speakers, you have stereo sound, you have a DSP integrated in the sound, and in this way everything is extra rich and quality. The sound is very powerful and at a very good quality. I'm really impressed with it. And back to it, even if it's huge for some people, I find it the perfect to have the perfect design, ergonomics, and it's very comfortable. Here you have the classic triggers and buttons. Here you can also configure them. They are nice to press and they feel great. And the biggest surprise, here on the back we have four additional buttons, these ones. And in the games you can also assign anything to them, anything, absolute anything. You have a full review for that layer of controls available in any game, and this is absolutely incredible. For the first time we have four more buttons and they are very useful. Here we have the ventilator. Some of you will ask, how is the ventilator? Well, it's a medium sound, something over Nintendo Switch anyway. But keep in mind that when I create the videos, I have the microphone right here and you will hear anything, even if in reality the sound is not so amplified. So the microphone will get also the sound from the ventilator, from the fan. And keep in mind that in my room, for example, when I create games, I have at this moment 27 Celsius degrees, and you know, it's a high temperature here. I record, for example, many videos. I discharge the battery, I recharge it, and the console doesn't have time to stay. A normal user won't want to use it like this anyway. So don't worry about the fan, it's perfectly fine, and it doesn't get very loud. It's a soft medium sound, something like this. Anyway, it's a decent sound. You have here the buttons for the volume, you have the headphone jack, you have the USB Type-C. Here, this is a charger and a port, because you can put here anything you want via USB Type-C, including this USB Type-C has a display port available, and you can connect a cable to your 4K or 8K TV and it will stream that content. Here you have an LED that will show you if it's charging or not, and here is the on off button, and also it will work as you long press it, it will work to switch to desktop mode. Let's go now and let's activate this and let's discuss about my experience with it. By the way, it has a very nice rumble. It's an HD rumble, they call it, and that HD rumble, it's also available for the trackpads here. It's very nice to feel it. For example, when I press now, I feel that vibration here. And by the way, in games, Steam Deck has the most engaging or beautiful rumble ever. You know that Nintendo Switch is bad on that rumble available in Joy-Con. Here I don't know what they do, but you will get it separated here. You will feel the entire area and the background on the back here. You will feel that that sound, that vibration in a very cool and interactive way. So short description for this design. It's perfect. The console, it's not huge as you would think, and is the perfect console to handle and to have perfect control on it, and to rest your fingers very well on the thumbsticks. Anyway, is the most beautiful experience that I had until now with a gadget like this. It's way ahead, discussing and comparing it with anything else out there. Even with stationary consoles like PlayStation 5, you know that I have the PlayStation 5, but I don't play it. I don't play it anymore. Here is the real fun. Some of you, of course, will prefer 4K content. I know this one will get an 1080 by 800. It has this resolution, but you can play all these games at maximum quality and maximum graphic, and this is incredible. Regarding the battery life, well, with 36 percentage, you get now 3 hours. Now it depends what you play and what you do on your screen, because if you play AAA games at maximum quality, you'll get 2.5 hours, 3.5 hours, something like this. I have videos related to battery. If you play AAA games, more to medium demanding hardware, you'll get 5 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. I get in even 6 hours with Assassin's Creed 1. So depending the games that you play, they say the battery is somewhere between 2 and 8 hours, and they are very accurate. This projected battery life, it's very accurate. It's tested by me by now in a lot of games, and it's very accurate. What you see here, it's what you will get. You get the possibility to customize everything, including the battery life. Basically, you have the possibility to limit the frames at 30 frames in games, and this is very useful. Some people will say, why do I need to limit games to 30 frames? I want 60 frames. Well, no one is stopping you to play them with 60 frames. Most of them, AAA games, not optimized, for example, you will play them with 30 frames or more at maximum quality for the graphic. But my advice, when you have the frames here between 30 and 60, and they are not constant, apply the frame limit here at 30. The extra hardware you will use it for consistency and for a better gameplay and stable gameplay, and you will have a fantastic graphic and a beautiful experience at 30 frames. Don't forget that you watch the movies on 4K 8K cinema TV, you watch them at 24 frames, and for you it's perfect and you love them. So otherwise it's marketing. Also, you can apply this scaling filter, this FSR that you see here. Standard is this, but if you apply FSR, even if in games that this isn't supported, you get an upscaling, and when you connect, for example, your console to a TV, you will get a better image on a 4K TV, for example. And here it's possible in some games to increase the frame rate. Instead of 40 frames, you will see 60 frames, and this is incredible what they did with this. Otherwise, the console performs amazing. I have the battery life, as I said, somewhere between 2 and 5 hours and a half, 6 hours, but in general 2.5 4 hours, something like this, because I play AAA games, and I prefer to have maximum quality when I do that. The screen is sensational. The quality, the colors, the fidelity, everything, it's absolutely gorgeous here. Don't worry what you see and what you hear in other videos. This console, it's absolutely, I don't find the words. It's incredible. As I said, the best experience that I had until now, and I had a lot of consoles, and you know that I have the Switch OLED, Switch LCD model. And by the way, the first Switch and the second, they are called Switch LCD, even if they have IPS LCD display. They are called Switch LCD as their name. And the next generation, the third one, this one, it's called Switch OLED. This is the name, by the way. So this is how they look, by the way, next to the Switch OLED. As you see, it's not that a big difference. You have only a better grip here, and it feels solid and comfortable, and not like on this one here, where you stay like this, and after 20 minutes it's a pain here for the fingers. Look. So don't get me wrong, Switch OLED, it's amazing, even if it has a lower quality for some games. But here you can play anything. You can play all the games, even if they are from 10 years ago, 20 years, or from today, this day. You can play them here. You have that possibility. Let me switch, for example, to desktop mode. This is how you switch to desktop mode, and here you can use, for example, the mouse. If you press and hold the Steam button and use this trackpad, you have access to the mouse. Also, you have a keyboard on the screen in Proton interface, the one that you saw previously, with those games. That is Proton interface. And otherwise, in Linux, you have, I believe I closed the console. I clicked the button. Let me turn it off. To turn it off, you have to press and hold, and that's it. To activate it, just click on it and it will start. This is the console. This is how it looks, the experience. It's absolutely amazing on it. And as I said, you can play any game out there, and you can play almost all of them at maximum quality, at an incredible quality, and the experience will be fantastic. To have access to a huge library of games, this is incredible. this is how it's starting. So at this moment we have an automatic update. By the way, the Wi-Fi speed, it's absolutely crazy. I download for example from Ubisoft launcher. I download with 100 megabytes per second. At this moment we have real 22 megabytes. In general, here from Steam store I download with 40-50 megabytes when I download the game. That is crazy. It has a fantastic Wi-Fi speed. So press and hold here, and let me show you the mouse feature. Now, for example, we can use also the mouse, switching to desktop, and let's see the Linux in action. At this moment it's starting, and this is it. This is basically Linux. You can do anything you want here, just like on a computer. You can install apps, you can install anything, any executable application. Just download it and use it here. I know I have already 21 minutes, but this is a very important video, especially if you want to get something like this. Here you don't have a keyboard on the screen. I don't know why in Linux it's not available, and you will need something like this. Again, I use Bluetooth connection to leave this port free. To go back to the gaming mode, just click on this, and this is it. It will go back, and most of the time you will use Proton OS interface. It's meant to be used here. It's dedicated to the console. It's very stable and easy to use. You have all the settings here, the library, the store. You have settings like this one, and so on. For example, if you want to start a game, just click it, press play, and that's it. This is Proton OS interface, and even if a game doesn't have support for thumbsticks and gamepad in general, it will apply this layer, this template layout. As you see, gamepad with joystick trackpad, it shows you the buttons here, and you will be able to use in this way the console and the controls very easy in any game. Let me focus the camera a bit here. But the most important part, it doesn't matter what game you have out there. If you press the Steam button here, you'll get info about the game. You can go into your library. This is basically the multitasking. But if you press again the D-pad to the right, and once more, you have a reminder here for the shortcuts. Let me focus the camera. And in some games, for example, let's take a game from 10 years ago. It doesn't have support for gamepad. It uses mouse and keyboard, but still you have this template. You can press here controller settings, and you have some settings here, and it seems that okay, this is the entire page. If you press edit here, we have the possibility to scroll. You have the possibility to enable, for example, in any game, the back grip buttons. Just press like this, and you have them here. Press on them and you can select anything you want here to be used as a command for that button. This is absolutely amazing and very useful in a lot of games. Also, you can use gyroscope in any game. For example, you want to use it as a mouse here. You have the gyroscope sensitivity and many more settings out there. So as I said, The gyroscope, it's automatically activated when you put your finger here on this area and you move your console, basically in that moment. The games, they look gorgeous on this device. And let's press here. We have some settings here. Let's go to music, display, brightness. Let's put this to 1080 to and 800. Let's press apply and let's keep it. As I said, you can play anything here, and the fact that you have the possibility to use this layout and you can customize it, it's absolutely incredible. It's the most useful feature ever. And also these buttons here on the back. So my experience with Steam Deck is fantastic. If you will put me to for example to choose between my PlayStation 5 and this one, I will go with this one every time. Look at this quality here and the graphic, and we have 60 frames per second at this moment. I know the game, it's an old game, but still it's very, very beautiful. And you can play all the other games out there, and you know, probably this game I won't play it on PlayStation 5 on a TV, but here it's a brand new game for me, and it looks fantastic for the graphic. Talking about the graphic, and it's meant to be played like this. This is how it feels. If you want to close the game, just press here, exit, and like this, or press and hold Steam and B button, and it's an automatically shut down for the game. What can I say more about the console? For me, I'm so grateful to have this and to be able to get it. In my country, by the way, there were only 2 available. This is one of them. I'm so lucky to get it and to find it, because it's very hard to find a console, and it will be very hard then, starting from here to find one. I will say even for the next year, because my pre-order was moved somewhere in Q3. That means almost the end of the year probably. And I was lucky to get this one and to get the best package at all with 512 gigabytes. That is absolutely amazing. So don't worry about anything, about battery, about screen, about how it works. It's a beast, and you can run all these games. For example, Doom at 60 frames. You can run the latest Assassin's Creed Valhalla, God of War. You can run them with 60 frames. For example, Doom is at maximum graphic, and it's running with 60 frames at 1080 by 800. And it looks gorgeous, absolutely crazy experience on this one. So this is it. The only minus, or 2 minuses, I would love to have here a stand to put it like this, without using something like this. Okay, maybe they forgot. Anyway, this is it. And I would love to see a device like this with a changeable battery here, to remove basically a part of this back here and to change the battery. I would buy 2-3 batteries to have them with me, and that's it, because it's hard to charge it. It has 45 watts from the charger. The Switch charger, Nintendo Switch charger, it's working, but it's you will charge it harder with this one. with 33% more time, something like this. External battery, they don't work, it seems. Probably you need something powerful with a lot of watts, and this is it. For me, is the ultimate experience. Everything it's at maximum, and it's the most enjoyable and beautiful experience for me until now. Everything is premium. The joysticks, thumbsticks, they are way better, for example, than the ones that I have on my PlayStation 5 controller. What can I say? I'm so glad to have this, and trust me, once you will get your device, you will see the same. You will see the same. You will have the same experience, and you will understand what I'm talking about here. So after 3 weeks with this one, I like it like in day one. It's, I don't know what to say. I would play non-stop on this console. At this moment, I don't play anymore on PlayStation 5. I don't play anymore on Nintendo Switch LCD or OLED model. But I still keep them. This is a great device to have. It's a beautiful experience, even if the graphic it's not the best out there, but still is absolutely gorgeous device. And let's be honest, for a lot of time, Nintendo Switch was the most impressive device out there, and still is at its moment and at its level. Don't get me wrong, because this is something else. You cannot compare this with this because they are totally different. And Nintendo Switch, as I said, has another advantage at this moment, because, and what is that advantage? The fact that Steam Deck is hard to get. This is the only advantage for this moment. Otherwise, what can I say? Probably they will launch another device, a more powerful one, but still it will be hard to compensate, because Nintendo never went to on that side with much power to compete with others. No, it was there. It was there to give you a better, a beautiful experience in the games, and that's it. They never created something very powerful, and I don't think the next Nintendo Switch will compete with this one. It will be under the specs of this device for sure. The fact that it will have a 4K probably output, upscaling for external devices, because that 4K it won't apply for the screen 100%. Because you don't need here a full screen. Your eyes won't make the difference between a 4K screen and a 1080p screen, because it's too small. What it matters is the quality of the display, is the quality of the graphic. It's like you'd say that you watch 4K videos, but the bit rate it's somewhere at 50 megabytes, and another video has 108 megabytes for the bit rate, or even more, 120 megabytes for the bit rate. You know, even if that video at 4K resolution, on paper, on specs, those videos, they have the same 4K specs as resolution, they don't have the same bit rate, and that bit rate it's equal with the graphics here in the game. Even if you have the 1080 by 720 and here 1080 by 800 resolution, the graphic here it's at maximum. It's like having that 4K at more than 100 megabytes bit rate and watching the same video with 30 or 40 megabytes bit rate. They are 4K, but they are not the same video. I hope you get that comparison and what I meant to say here, to understand why the graphic is so important and not so much the resolution. Anyway, go for this device. It will change your life, basically. This is what it did for me. I'm experiencing games that I never played them before, and otherwise I would never play them on a TV. But here in handheld mode, it's so great to experience them. So thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to write your experience here in a comment. I hope I didn't forget to say anything else. Oh yes, we have a microphone here. I forgot about this. You can chat with your friends in games. You can play multiplayer. You have microphone here. You can connect other accessories and so on. What can I say? A real computer, and you can do anything here. Thanks for watching.